people have been tweeting and Instagramming and sending me copies of Star Magazine, and it's been really fun for the fans to see that.
Well, I am one of the few that haven't gone onto Instagram, so I'm going to have to check that out. That and Pinterest. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll have to join in. I'd have to put that on Pinterest. I haven't done it yet, but I have a hair board, hair and makeup board on Pinterest where I put some of my the hairstyles and things that people request from that they liked from the show. And it's funny, I've never really been much of a girly girl that way as far as hair and makeup and primping goes, but the show definitely having hair and makeup every single day has made me more aware of it, and being blonde I think too has been really interesting. So people are always asking me where did you get this how did you do this hairstyle, and I do little videos or Pinterest of the different ones, and that one I can't even take. I mean, I can kind of take credit for it. I put it in a ponytail, but Leanne at Days did it that day, and she's really gifted, so we're lucky.
So do you actually have to have a Pinterest account to see other people's posts, or has that, I don't even know how that one works.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to go check it. I've been trying to stay away because I'm already hooked enough with Facebook and Twitter. I don't need any more things to get away from, other stuff. But at any rate, I guess I'm going to have to check it out, and Instagram too. But I was curious, from back when we were talking about Chad and Cameron with Abby, is there any one of those guys that you want to see Abby with more, or do you like keeping it with the
You mean, is there anyone that I want to see her lose her virginity to? Is that the real question?
Hey, you threw it out there. That's a good question, too.
No, I think both of them are great guys. I love working with them both. Of course, I have a longer history with Chad as Abigail. So there's that whole sentimental side and the history there, and that always makes it a little more it feels like it always makes it a little more deep and you've waited for it longer there. But I think either way, and I have no idea which one they're going to pick, but either way, whenever she does decide to lose her virginity, I know that the writers I totally trust will handle it with such, if I'm with Cameron or with Chad, it'll be a really great storyline. So I'm just sitting back and waiting for them to pick my man.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. I like them both so much,
I do too.
And your chemistry with both of them is great. So it's one of those. It's a toss up.
Yeah, it's been really interesting because I've sort of focusing on both my storyline with both of them. It's been so interesting because I've said to so many friends and other friends that are actors and people on the show that have been through a love triangle before. It's really interesting. It really falls into this category that I think is so realistic for women, and stories are made every day on the same principle of the one that makes your heart beat a little bit faster, and the one that's a little bit more of the bad boy, and it's the passionate sort of crazy love, and then there's the one that's a little bit more stable and probably a better choice for you, and there's a real close intense love also, but they're just both so different. It reminds me so much of I don't know if did you guys watch Sex and the City? It's totally what I'm thinking of It's the Aiden and Mr. Big, one of them is gonna offer you this love that you'll be with until you're 80, and the other one will make you super crazy along the way, and you'll be up and down.
That was Mr. Big.
Yeah, so really enjoying it.
Yeah, so that actually brings me to a great question here. I've been wondering, if you were to guest star on a TV show, say, do you have a favorite show that you would just absolutely love to get just a guest star role on? Current or older?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot. I I love Shameless. I think it's a great show. I think I have such a show crush on Justin Chatwin. I think he's like such a little hottie McGee. But I think that Shameless is like has such great acting, and it's so their storylines are so great, and it's like in a lot of ways kind of reminds me of on a totally different level reminds me of our show. They deal with such crazy storylines, but that's a good one. And there's so many good pilots out this year, like The Americans, and there's also some great comedies out. You know, I love doing comedy. I did How I Met Your Mother, and that was really fun for me. So I would love to guest star on something like Go On or The New Girl, things like that. I think would be like my top choices.
Yeah, all good shows, and I love comedy, so
yeah,
that would be great. I mean, you know, there's so much going on in the world. You love to laugh, so you turn on something like that. And Matthew Perry and Go On is just, oh my gosh, that is such a good show. Yeah, and it's funny because after you watch Friends for so many years, and then you
it's totally different.
You know. Yeah, and you think, well, am I going to like him in this other role, or am I going to see him as his friend's character? But he's such a good actor, and that's true to good actors, that they can, you know, have you believe them as a different character. And I just love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, our last question, because we're getting to the top of the hour, is what haven't you done yet that you would like to do?
Oh, well, good thing you stayed back till the end. I could have you have another hour. I think that I'm always constantly taking on new challenges for myself as I'm evolving, you know, as a woman, and also in my like fitness goals and in my acting. I think that there's like a constant bucket list that we kind of make for ourselves, but I'm doing a big goal of mine right now. I'm climbing Mount Whitney with my best friend since I was really young, and this summer, and that's going to be a big one for me to check off my list. And as far as as acting goes, I think I would really like to I'd really like to do a film, and I'd like to do a very transformative character, something that's like Charlize Theron, Pixie's great, and Natalie Portman also. Pixie's really great, like strong women that have really been through some difficult stuff in their life, like you know, her in Monster, and Natalie Portman in Black Swan and things like that. So I think I would really like to take on something like that next. That would be my goal. Maybe you'll need to change your hair dark again to do those kinds of
I
would love to do that. Go back to dark hair, maybe take it all off. Something like Girl with the Dragon tattoo. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely talented enough to do anything that you choose to do, and we wish you only the best in life and in your acting career. And we want to thank you so much for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedule.
Yes, absolutely. It was such a pleasure talking to you, and happy birthday again.
Thank you. And you're welcome back anytime. And bring some boys with you next time, too, so we can kid around with them about their dancing.
So I'm going to be sick of them by then.
I don't know about that. No. All right. Well, thank you again, and you enjoy the rest of your evening.
You're so welcome.
Thank you,
Kate. Okay. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, my gosh. She's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, I know.
Thank God my phone worked, my cell phone, when I called back in, because it's a Blog Talk issue, and Dawn was having problems with hers as well. So I thank God that I was able to use my cell phone and call in the regular phone number. It must just be when you call the host call-in number where you can't hear anybody. So, yeah, it is. Well, I guess they're working on it, so let's hope that they have it fixed by the time I have another show. Yep. We don't want to have to go through that again. But
no.
The
I hope I did okay at the very beginning.
Oh, yeah, you did absolutely fine. Thanks for jumping in. I really appreciate that. That's why I chose you as one of my co-hosts. So, because I know that you have, sort of a brain. No, I'm
funny. No, but she's amazing, and, yeah, she's definitely amazing.
Yeah, I look forward to it. More of Abby and, of course, anything else that she gets into. Because I can see her being like a Natalie Portman type or, oh, my gosh, I just went blank with the other actress's name.
Yeah, I've forgotten.
Whatever. She's just talented enough to get up there, and I'm sure she'll win many awards in her life. So, and the next show that's coming up is on April 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have David and Divine. Now, David is David Yaden, and he's a Grammy Award-winning songwriter who has written and performed with Lady Antebellum, Eric Hutchinson, Josh Kelly, One Republic, and the list goes on. Divine is actually Candace Divine, and she has performed as a backup singer and recorded for international artists including Christina Aguilera, Tony Lucca, Stephen Van Zandt, Survivor, The Tubes, and more. And they got together and formed what they call it, the latest Bonnie and Clyde of pop music. So we're going to be chatting with them on April 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and I hope you'll join us then. And then the next show after that is going to be on April 22nd, and it's going to be at a special time. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and Sabina will be with me for this show. And we're going to welcome, yeah, I know. We're going to welcome Rena Sofer, and she's known for being on Another World, on Loving, but most loved character on General Hospital as Lois Cirillo Ashton. And we are so looking forward to talking to her about that and, of course, all the new things that she has coming up. And she does have a new business, and we'll be chatting with her about it. So if you'd like to call into any of the shows and speak with our guests, please do. The phone number is 1-718-506-1540 and just press the number 1. And we were hoping and praying that you could hear this whole show because of the issues. And if you missed any part of it, I am going to put it on the website after the show is over, and you can listen to the podcast, and hopefully it'll be clear. Follow us on Twitter at Take-Two Radio, and that's with the number 2. Follow Sabina and my other co-host David at Take-Two Radio Crew. Follow us on Blog Talk, and they'll send you an email each and every time we have a guest so you don't miss anybody that you want to listen to or speak with. And then you can also listen to the podcast on iTunes. Have I missed anything? Oh, you can go to take2radio.com to see the upcoming guests, the previous podcast, and all my children and One Life to Live updates, and a lot of different things are on the website. I worked hard on there, so go and check it out. I just finished updating it and putting in a new design, and it took me all day and half of the night, but I enjoyed doing it. And I do it for everybody, so that way they can go on there and check out anything that they want to. So with that said, prayers go out to Illinois, prayers go out to Boston, and prayers go out to Texas and to anybody else that needs it. They've showed recently the 2 guys they have as suspects in the Boston bombing. So if you recognize them or know anything about them, please call into the FBI and let them know so they can catch these guys. And Sabina, thank you for joining me again tonight and jumping in. You're a good girl.
It was fun.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Have a good night. God bless, and we'll see you again on the 21st. Sabina, good night.
Bye.